Are you ready, Zep? Nice. Uh, so, welcome to the Token Engineering Commons Great Hatch Debate. We're going to start with an opening question. Oh, nice. Chewy, I'll be facilitating. Chewy will be DJing. Zeptimus can moderate for me. And we're going to have a really good time today. We're going to start off with why are we even here? What is so exciting about the Token Engineering Commons? And I'm going to set a timer, 30 seconds for everyone to say their piece. I will start. So what excites me about the Token Engineering Commons is the ability to actually validate designs for token engineering. All these token engineers, they're working in their own little silos, and they want to build good products. They want to build things that people can actually, that will change the world in the way that they want it to be changed. But they don't have the tools to validate their design. And I also, the other big piece is these are socioeconomic systems. I'm excited to get the power to the people like we have in the normal world. Okay, and that's my timer. So I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I think my favorite thing about the Token Engineering Commons is like not only are we like developing tools from with like a lot of like technological understanding, but it's like really empowering to the people. I feel like it's like we're really focused on building community, and that like everybody who comes in has a say, has a voice, and it's not just like dominated by whales or dominated by people who are like building the technology, but actually like everybody who gets affected by it. And I think like empowerment of everybody is something that like really brings us all together, and that's what I love about Token Engineering Commons. And I'll pass it to Matteo.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I follow you there, Lauren. I believe that the fight against technocracy is the part that makes the CEC the most amazing DAO that I have known so far. Because, yeah, it cares that everyone can join and fight. Can you listen to me properly? Yeah, okay. The fight against the people that knows about the technology are the ones that make all the decisions, and that I believe is the most important part for me so far. And that passes to you.
What excites me the most about token engineering is like it's a stupid example, but it's like a bunch of architects like building a house to get better at architecting. And so I mean it's building a microeconomy, and it really makes me like excited because uh, people having total control of what they give value to is just like an intellectual and cultural revolution, and I think that it shouldn't be taken like lighter than that. And yeah, it's exciting. I'll pass it to Septi.
Thanks, Chi. What excites me the most is like token engineering is creating all these tools, and and it's open source, so all these tools are going to be used by other communities and everyone. And we're first helping the token engineers, so then like it can help the world, and yeah, it excites me a lot. And I'll pass it to Amin.
Hey, Amin, we can't hear you. Are you there, Amin? We lost your mic. So if you maybe come out and come back in. But if Amin comes back, I'll let him give an intro. But I really am excited to just kind of give an overview of what is token engineering, because I don't think a lot of people really understand. It's kind of an a vague subject. I mean, does your mic work? No, still doesn't work. Okay, it's okay. I mean, I know you're excited about Token Engineering Commons. We'll just have to let you keep trying the mic though, and feel free to interrupt and test by saying, "Hey, can you hear me?" And we'll give you the thumbs up. But token engineering is it's a very young field of research that focuses on the design side of building token-based economic systems. We all know that these token economies need smart contracts, but these token economies, they're going to change the world. This is certain. But we have a tendency to forget that they're also public infrastructure that once launched, it's hard to change. It's kind of like bridges. And when an engineer designs a bridge, they have so many tools at their disposal to validate their designs before they even start. They don't test in prod, right? This is not what you do with public infrastructure. We have seen many problems arise that could have been prevented with just a little bit of design validation. If token engineering became more accessible, the designers of these economies would want to validate their design. If the communities actually demanded smart token economic validation, that like actually testing that the design is going to solve the problems that they say it's supposed to solve, if the community demanded it, people would do it, just like smart contracts. And yeah, I think we have the ability here in this community to actually create that awareness and build the tools for making it easy. We just need to make these things easy to advance this field together. Right now, everyone's designing these systems in their own little silos, and the token engineering commons community has a chance, using a token economy, to actually pull everyone out and become a shelling point for this community, to actually get all the token engineers talking to each other to bring this field of study further, faster, together. So, and the way we're doing this is, the other thing about token engineering is it's a social economies are socio-economic systems. Every cryptocurrency is a socio-economic. And we forget that sometimes. But at the Token Engineering Commons, we know this. This is very important for us, and that's why we try to make sure that everyone has the power to be a token engineer in one way or another, whether it's by making sure that conflicts can be resolved in the community, or that there's a comms team that's actually disseminating information. These are parts actually make token economy successful. Even though we always want to focus on the tech, there's so much more than that. And there's something special about the way the token engineering commons is being created. It'll be the first economy ever to be designed from the bottom up. First thing that we designed from the bottom up was our mission, vision, value. Of course, we had 6 to 8 months of like community building exercises and really just bringing everyone together to like really fill into what is the token engineering commons to us. And then anyone could propose what our mission, vision, and values should be. We had an open inquiry. Anyone could write it. And then we all voted on which ones were the best. And the top choice was chosen. And boom, now we have mission, vision, value. Hey, Gabby.
Hey.
And then now, once we had actually oh yeah, I mean, we hear you now too. Once we had the actual purpose of this economy set, now we can actually design and configure the DAO from a bottom-up approach. The Token Engineering Commons is launching in 2 parts. First is the initialization stage, which we call the hatch. The hatch focus is the token distribution to start, like who gets tokens and for what, and how does that work? And then also, of course, the initial DAO that will be making decisions about the upgrade for the second phase. In the second phase, we'll have a full-fledged economy. It'll be likely a Gardens DAO. Thank you, Gabby, for all of your hard work in OneHive with Gardens. It will have conviction voting, but instead of dynamic issuance that Gardens normally has, we're going to use an augmented bonding curve. An augmented bonding curve allows for microeconomy with strong liquidity, so that we can have a really stable system. So, but right now we're in this phase where we're just designing the initialization phase. We can forget about the bonding curve and conviction voting. That will be the next step where we actually design how all of that works. We will design in the same way that we did the mission, vision, values, in the same way that we're doing the hatch right now, from bottom up, where anyone can configure this economy, and they'll have the tools at their disposal to do so in an informed way. And now we're in the last stage of our debate around configuring the hatch and the initialization. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you what we're looking at. Thank you. I assume the music isn't showing up on YouTube. Yeah, that's too bad. If you see people dancing, just know that there's music. You can't hear it because YouTube would censor the video if you did. Those are my
We'll post a link to the playlist so people can get in context.
nice. Yeah, tell them when to play start. So it all started in the hatch parameters. It all started here at this hatch dashboard. Major praise to Vitor, Lauren, myself, Fabio, and Marco, and the whole team behind making this dashboard, YGG Sim. It was a lot of work, and this is just the first introductory dashboard. We're going to make it much cleaner for future commons. But here we designed the hatch, which it figures out the initial token distribution, and we design the DAO, which is like the classic, like if you vote, what does it take for a proposal to pass? How many days is the voting period? We did a lot of things that are interesting, that are actually just social parameters, because it's not all just what goes in the smart contract, but also, hey, what should our target goal be? What, as a community, how much do we want to tell everyone this is what we want to? And also, how much should one token be worth? Should one token cost $1, or should it be like $1,000 for a token? Or maybe it should be a penny. Maybe it should be fractions of a penny. These are decisions that have to be made. Normally, they are made by a small group of people behind the scenes. In the Token Engineering Commons, we're trying to do it differently. We're doing participatory economics, where instead of just a small group of devs that are very well informed to make these decisions, that group of devs plus the community can all propose how they want to make those decisions, and actually design the system themselves if they'd like. And of course, the small group of people that's usually doing it behind the scenes, I hope they would participate in that process, in an open process that can be validated by the community and voted on and approved. And that's what we're doing. So from this dashboard, it actually pushes out GitHub issues with the outputs of the economy, how the different scenarios, a little simulation of what the economy will look like based on the parameters that are chosen. And we use token log. Major praise to Wesley for putting token log together. We actually use token log to vote on those proposals. Now, in the first round, there were many proposals, something like 20 or 30 different proposals that were there for the final vote. There were about 70 proposals made, but many of them were just test proposals that people made, and then they're like, I don't like it anymore, and then they closed the issue. So in the end, there were about 20 or 30 proposals that were voted on, and these were the top 4 that are in the runoff. We changed the names to protect the innocent designers, so that and also so that the people who actually submitted them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. They were all submitted by Wonka, even though he didn't design any of them, or maybe he did. Who knows? And we also kind of standardize how we talk about each one so that they have a relatively even flow. We did basically the voter pamphlet thing. When things are starting to get political, when you start having participatory economics, it almost starts feeling like voting in an election, because that's what it is. In fact, it's a very important election. It's an election that we've never had in our society. Hey, how should we live in this economy? What economy do we want to live in? It is a political discussion. And so we tried to follow the best practices there and standardize the system. So you can go into token log, and the link is in the parameters channel. You can go into token log, and you can click each one of these and read about the different proposals. In this call, we're going to have one person from who loves each proposal actually promote their proposal. And we're going to have a debate, kind of like a presidential debate, where different people will represent a different proposal and say why they love it and how, and then we will all, I really invite Amin, Gabby, Merlin, you just came in, you haven't had a chance to talk, but I invite you to really be ready with some questions about what you may or may not like about the proposals that you have. And so we're just going to get started. I'm going to put 4 minutes on the clock, and Zeptimus, if you're ready, we'll start with you. And I can share screen and hop around. I'll try to be a good facilitator here.
Thank you, Griff.
And you can present the proposal for 4.5 membership ratio, number 81.
Okay, I'm super excited about 4.5 because like this proposal, like the strategy behind it is have two layers of trust, like have a very beginning of the bonding curve very trust. That's why like the goal, like even the max goal is kind of modest, 7 million. So like, on a crypto project is kind of modest, and it's actually like the max goal is capped by the CSTK ratio, which is 4.5, which is the lowest of all the proposals we have here to vote, and yeah, and then the minimum goal is 400k, which is like we have for the soft commits, but at the it doesn't feel reward for either the backers or either the impact hours, because people is putting money in, but they are getting 30% diluted by the builders, but at the same time the builders are only getting 60 this number of impact hours per hour. So yeah, and yeah, like then the hatch minting rate it's pretty high or low, how you want to see it. Every token is going to be worth 1k. So yeah, we make sure like each token counts, and we have a lot of love for each one. And it's also like people can have like these small goals to have, you know, 1 token, 10. It depends on their financial situation, but it's a good goal, and I feel it feels rewarding. And then for the DAO parameters, we use 80% for the support requirement. Yeah, like we want to make sure like people who, when we operate to the commons, like there is a strong alignment. That's why an 80% it's important. I mean, it could. I feel it's balanced, because it could be higher, but then it could have you know, like people would be easier to block somehow, because you know, like if 20, I mean, at this point is 80% of the community has to agree. So I feel like that's a very strong number. And then at the same time, because I feel like the community is very aligned, the minimum quorum is very low, but it's just because like it's only going to be one decision on this for the commons upgrade, and if we had some technical issues that we might need to pass, yeah, we could do it easily. And then what is also super interesting about this proposal is the troll strategy, which with 100 dice you could literally troll the DAO and delaying the commons upgrade, but at the same time with this money you are funding the funding pool for the commons upgrade. So it's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions?
Cool. Yeah, you had 20 seconds left, but I'll start the timer for the questions. Lauren, did you unmute?
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, so I don't have any questions, but I do have like 3 things I don't like about this proposal. It's an okay proposal, but one thing I don't really like is in the support required, the 80%, you can pass a proposal with 80% and a minimum quorum of only 4%. It just seems like you don't need a lot of people to show up, and 20% of the people who did show up could hate it. And it just seems like I just don't like that. I feel like you want to have more people engaged, like what we're trying to do right now, like with the hash, it's like to then design the commons. So you want to have like the people participating, like actively participating. So I think we should have it like at least 8% or like more than 4% showing up, and then I think more people should be voting yes. The other thing I don't like about it. Wait, do you want to rebuttal?
Let's let Jeff respond to your allegation.
Yeah. I mean, like I agree. Like on a normal economy, that would be a problem. But like since it's only going to be one decision, and we like I strongly feel like the community is aligned. I don't feel like the low quorum would be an issue. Also, it would be a strong thing, because we could, like, if we have some technical problems that we might not have, but but just in case, if we have them, we could easily tag them, and like it would be much more efficient. But yeah, I agree with decreasing participation, but at the same time, like if people is engaged, they can vote no. So it's an efficiency strategy, let's say.
Yeah, I just think like, I mean, it's like resilient against voter apathy. So it's like if people like are like, oh, I don't really, then okay, cool. Like you can still like pass proposals. Like it is efficient in that way. But I just think that like because of the amount of engagement that we have from the people, it's like people are going to be wanting to vote. And so if only 4% of the people show up, or like, yeah, if only like you meet this only 4%, it's almost like the people didn't know. It's like we didn't communicate enough like within our community because the people want to show up and they want to vote. So it's like, I don't know, like 8% of the people should have at least heard about it, Yeah.
But
What's your next point? Because we only have a minute left.
Okay, sorry.
I just wanted to say, like, maybe like there is some technical decisions that community, they're boring, and yeah, that's why. But yeah, go on the next.
I guess my next thing is like the membership ratio. I know it's like the exciting part about this proposal. It's like, 4.5 membership ratio. So basically, I guess if we go to like the comparison thing, it shows like a member who only has a C-stack ratio of like 1,000 can put in, where is it? 5,000 XDAI. That's like the max contribution. It just seems like, I don't know, like we want to raise some money. Like we should allow people to put in a little bit more, I feel. I mean, I don't think this is like the worst membership ratio, but I think it would be a little bit higher, would be a little more beneficial to like just make the opportunity for us to raise a little bit more funds.
Septimus, do you want to respond?
Yeah, I think actually like this part is like the strongest for the strategy, because you use that very low amount of money, but it's not like we can buy on the hatch and never again. We can just buy again post hatch, right? And the idea with this very low is like making the bottom of the bonding curve very trust, and create FOMO. Like people can put money in after, and it will be like even cooler because we have like 2 layers of trust.
Great. Okay. Sorry about that. My internet started going bad a little bit. But I'm going to actually present, we're going to move on to another proposal. One of my favorite proposals, which is actually in third place. It's called 8% hash tribute. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Merlin?
Is it possible to make a small comment before?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, do it.
Or it's too late?
No, do it. Go for it.
So you just need to wait 8 hours before each proposal, and I think it's too short. I mean, it means that you can make plenty of proposals, and I feel like a user fatigue. I mean, if you make like every day a proposal, then there are people that will feel a little bit lost, but because they will maybe check their computer or the voting proposals like every 3 to 4, maybe 1 week, and 3-4 days. I wanted to say, and but yeah, I feel like user fatigue, and I think it's better to have like to increase this amount of hours, even days between each proposal.
That's
my only comment.
That's a really great point about this one thing about 4.5 is that it has the fastest voting period, 4 days. So 3 days of duration and 1 day of rage quit time. So it takes it takes 4 days to pass proposals, and that's definitely a differentiator. I think all the other ones take 6 days to do proposals, 4-day duration, 2-day rage quit period. So. But in the interest of time and making sure that we have space for the last 2 proposals, I'll jump into 82, 8% hatch tribute. Remember? So this proposal is really exemplifies how, token engineering is a social science. What is the main token engineering principle that made Dogecoin so exciting to people? What was it? Was it the fact that they're merge mined with Litecoin? No? Is it their issuance rate? No, it's not. What is it? Oh, the meme of the Doge, of course. And we cannot be blinded by what really works for people. Like sometimes we get egalitarian. Like, oh, it's all about how we design the economy. Yeah, okay, that's an important part. And 8 really focuses on that. Honestly, it is an elegant proposal. It's beautiful. We have a really nice minimum goal, the highest minimum goal to incentivize the core people to get out there and go and make sure we have solid amount of money. We have a maximum goal that's right in the sweet spot. I'd say like about $9 million. Of course, $8 million, 888,888. So these are of course for the meme. But they're actually reasonable numbers. And the builder's supply has a nice incentive. The impact hour rate, it rewards the impact hours low, but doesn't give them too much funds. And look at the backers rage quit. 64% and 80%. That's just beautiful. That just goes even more with the meme. The strategy here is really to get the community at the beginning to be like really out there and be like, oh, we have to get at least this much funds, and be incentivized at the beginning. And then once we hit that goal, then it can there's a really strong alignment of incentives for the people who have put in to continue to tell their friends, because the more they tell their friends, the more percentage of the supply that they'll get and the higher their rage quit percentage. The other thing that's really nice about this proposal is the 8% hatch tribute. It is the highest hatch tribute of all the proposals. Don't let Chewy tell you that the other one is better at 7%. This is 8%. Okay, we're taking it to the next level because we want to make sure that the people who are participating are value aligned, that they're in it for the right reasons. We could do that with the membership ratio, 4.5 membership ratio. But this proposal does it way more explicitly. It says if you're going to put money in this, you're in it for the right reasons. You know that even if you donate, you're not getting a lot of you're going to give 8% to the community if you contribute, no matter what. But even that said, the rage quit percent is not that bad, 64 to 80%. It really stacks up well with the other proposals. If you look at, it has a very similar DAO strategy to 83, which is the top proposal. It's almost the exact same DAO strategy. It has a really strong vote proposal buffer that with a similar number to this, it's just twice the price basically. And to 83, it has a very reasonable membership ratio. It's right in the middle of the road, and it hits the sweet spot. It is the middle proposal of all the proposals. That's my time. But the thing that no other proposal has is a real good meme. I mean, think about what we can do with this. We can say, hey, you know what the secret to the universe is? Yeah, 42. What's the secret of token engineering? Yeah, you know it.
8.
8. Okay, who wants to challenge me on this?
I want to.
Yeah, Tonga.
Yeah, sorry. I was turning on the webcam. How are you, Griff?
Doing well, man. Good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I love how it's like a TV show. So, yeah, I want to tell you I don't like the number 8 because it's like the infinite, and I had a party in which I rode a bike, a fixed bike, for like maybe 12 hours, and I was thinking that the things the wheels of the bike were like the infinite. So yeah, that's why I don't like it, because at that time I was taking drugs and I don't like that.
So
That
so eight's just sometimes the meme turns people off. That could be. It's like maybe people who are allergic to dogs don't buy Doge.
yeah, I don't know, but I like, for example, I like how usually it's everything. For example, I like a lot how Gabi codes that it's usually everything very very clean and very I don't know, very very clear. So that's my point of view. But in terms of math, if the numbers are close, it's not a big difference. For but I know you have the spirit of the eight. It's like you crush the DC every day. So I understand why you like the eight.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tonga.
I have to go. I'll see you guys later.
See you, Tonga. Anyone else have any challenges to the proposal?
Yeah, I really don't like the hash tribute. I feel it's a bit high. Like, you make people to stay, right? Like 8%, and also like the dilution for with the builders. I mean, unless you reach like the max goal, I don't feel people it's rage quitting at all, right? That at the like at the middle of the, for example, like 64%, like it's. I feel it's a bit a lot, and it starts to get better, but really at the end, right? When it passes, like
Yeah.
and I really feel like I don't like it.
So what's interesting about the rage quit percent? First off, it's in many ways part of the strategy of eight is to say, listen, if you don't want if you're not in this for the right reasons, put your right. So it's similar to the membership ratio, but it's also just kind of in the middle, right? It goes from 64 to 80. This one goes from 45 to 80, 82. It's very close to 81. It's not that far off from 83, which has the lowest hatch tribute. It's kind of the middle of the road, but it has something that nothing else has. An actual meme built in to the economy. It's just elegant. Okay, that's my time. With that, I'm gonna pass it to Chewy. And Chewy, you get to take on the number 2. This is proposal 80, 1 million target goal.
Okay, let's do this. So Septi, you don't like some of the stuff from number 82. Guess what? There's a fix. Lauren, you don't like the quorum to be too low. Don't worry, we have a fix. And this fix is called the $1 million target goal. Why do I think it's our safest option so far? First of all, we start off by the soft commitments. It's a safe place to start. Uh, but that doesn't mean that we don't want money. Actually, we want a lot of money, and this is a proposal that aims towards like getting the most amount of money. Based in our cultural build, we want people to be rewarded, and we want backers also to put in a lot of money. So I think this is the proposal that gives them like the most permission. So I think there's like a midpoint in between the money that us builders want to get and the money that backers want to put in. And what's the thing about this with a hatch tribute, not as high as 8, but just like perfectly balanced in a lucky 7, we are able to save like some of these funds to what we think is going to be important once the Commons upgrade comes. So what I don't like about number 83 is that it aims towards like getting a lot of money, but I think there is like this incoherence with the DAO parameters where we need like a lot of where we need a lot of support for some of the proposals. And because of the way we have built this, like culturally, I feel that empirically builders have more experience getting closer to an agreement and to pass proposals. So actually, I feel that number 80 reflects this in a much better way. Why? Because we still have a bunch of money. We have the collective conviction to have a 7% hatch tribute, and we also and we also like look forward to passing to passing like the proposals that are gonna allow us to start the commons upgrade. So what I think is that like if we want to hit like all of the spots and we want also like DAO parameters that are coherent with what we're planning on, I think by far number 80 is our best proposal. And so I don't know. I'll just like we're like in political campaigns. We're almost done in Mexico, so I'll just go with that. And we're still in time to make a difference. We aren't that far away. Let's get together and let's pass a proposal that actually like makes sense and is coherent like all the way through and rewards people as it is, and at the same time gets us a bunch of money. And yeah, we get to make a decision based in our empirical process of making them. So yeah, I think that's it for me. And this is like a perfect song if someone wants to like start fighting over this. Okay,
really don't like
so
Sorry. Are you ready, Chewy? I really don't like this proposal. This is really my least favorite proposal.
bring it on,
And-
Lauren.
Okay, so I mean, just starting at the top, I really think that, okay, if you're only raising the minimum goal, the backers' rage quit percentage is 45%. So like the rage quit percentage is like, okay, you want to leave, then you can take this amount, this percentage of your funds you put in. Okay, you can only take it 45%. It's less than half of what you put in. So it's like the whole concept of the proposal, in my opinion, is like trying to encourage a lot of money, trying to encourage everyone to put as much money as they can in, but not necessarily rewarding or taking care of the people that are starting to get involved. So like that, and like in combination with
Let's
that.
let him rebut that one topic.
All right. Okay. Siri?
But there's a collective conviction, right? Like, who are the people that are going to be able to throw in like money here, and what is their psychological perspective? Like, we shouldn't treat these people, this trusted seed, as if they were in for the gains. Like, I think that's underestimating them. Like, I feel that if they are able to contribute at this point, they get what we're trying to achieve, and there is a conviction attached to it. And I do agree. Like, we're not being like as good with rage quitters, but why would we be? Like why would we at this point? I feel that we can like take a step and take a risk that in the end is just gonna speak for itself about like what we expect to get from this, and just like the faith the community has in this.
Okay, Lauren, you had
That
another
makes sense,
point.
Lauren?
Yeah, I just think that like it's almost like you're trying to trap people into it. Like, I mean, if we go down to the membership ratio, the membership ratio for this one is like super high. You can put in 50 wrapped X type per C stack. So that means like a person with only 1,000-ish C stack can put in like 56,000 wrapped X type, which is really a lot. So like this person, yeah, theoretically is a builder, but then they end up being more of a backer than a builder. And then so they're the ones who are like putting in all this funding, but then most of it's actually going to the builders. And so it's almost like you're taking your people who are like enthusiastic about the token engineering commons, who like want to get more involved and want to put a lot of support into it, but then are actually just getting trapped into it. And if they change their mind and they're like, oh, maybe I actually don't agree with this, then they can't fully leave. Yeah. That's one point.
I wanna add something here, and like what concerns me the most about this proposal is not like because I know like the strategy might be like having the builders pushing the at least like the minimum goal, because since like they are the ones who are getting most rewarded, but at the same time like on TC there are two types of builders, and it seems like very unfair for one of the types of the builders, especially for the ones who would already being paid, and like it's like the gap is going crazy, because like even if they put all the money they earn during that time, the gap is big, and the more money you raise, this gap is getting bigger. So yeah, that's what I don't like about this proposal.
Chewy, do you want one thing on that point that you didn't really talk about so much is how much more the builders get rewarded compared to the other proposals. Do you have any response to that?
Yes. Like, I think that the reason why the votes are like, I mean, this is a proposal in second place, and I get a feel from the community that we do need to like reward better our builders, and also like I get the concern about like the backers putting in like so much money and not getting like a lot out of it, but that's what the Hatch tribute is for. Like, I think this is like the like something that balances both builders and backers, and we focus on passing proposals, right, to achieve the commons upgrade. Like, as I feel that there's a better balance in between builders and backers if their common goal is more like headed towards the commons upgrade rather than benefiting rage quit. And also, since we have like a higher maximum goal, there's a way in which, like, if we reach a higher amount, there's a way in which people can rage quit. And I mean, it's not as far as other proposals. Like, I feel that if we raise enough money, there's a chance in which we can be like fairer to people who want to rage quit. And at the same time, like, we're not setting that bar that high, because our minimum goal is our
we get it. You like 80. We get it. But we're out of time. So let's move on to the top rated proposal right now. Lauren, I believe you're gonna show this one. 83.
Hey, okay, so this is really what I think is the best proposal. The reason I like it a lot is because it's quite balanced in terms of like taking care of backers and taking care of builders. It's like all of the numbers, whether you're at the min goal or the max goal, are working out pretty fine. And so like that's just a general overview. And then also I really like the simplicity of the numbers and like how easy it is to communicate. So if we kind of like start at the top with like the minimum and maximum goal, it's like at the minimum goal, your backers rage quit percentage is 73%. So even if you only raise to the minimum, then rage quitting is still like an okay option. You're like, okay, I get still like most of my money back if you disagree with something. So this encourages people to be able to put money in and also still feel safe that it's like, okay, but if they really like disagree with something, they can leave. Even though I don't think like rage quitting is something that most people are going to be doing, it's like just nice to have like the option that there's the flexibility that it's possible, you know? I also think like the impact error rate at the minimum goal is also like super reasonable. Like it's 27 wrapped XDI, and that's if we raise only the minimum in comparison to other proposals like I think 81, which like at the minimum goal only has like 16 wrapped XDI, or like it's like way too low, or like at the for proposal 80, it's just like really high. It's like the builders are getting way too much for like the amount that is raised. So I think that this is like a nice, like modest, like in the middle kind of like, okay, rate. And then like, as you go up, it goes up. So at the maximum goal, you're getting 160-ish wrapped XDI per hour, which is really cool. I also like the flexibility with having the higher max goal, because it allows for the opportunity for the commons to be raising more money. Yeah, and then if we go like quickly to the DAO parameter settings, this one also has the best DAO parameter settings. Like, you know, we were talking about the troll gate fee before, like with proposal 81. It's like, okay, so, you know, it's kind of encouraging, like the toll gate fee goes into the commons. So it's like anyone can put that money in. And if you want to put a proposal in, like that money goes to the commons, and that's great. Like that's great. So it's like maybe people want to put ads in to delay the comments, but then that money's still going to the comments. So this is like how they troll. So this one has a really medium, okay, like troll gate fee. It's like to delay the comments for 4 hours, you have to put in 1,000 repped XDI, which to me is like, it's not that much time, and it's kind of a lot of money to delay the comments for that amount of time. So it's like discouraging to like silly proposals, but at the same time, it's not so discouraging that there's still the opportunity to be like raising money with a troll. I also really like the 88% support required. I feel like if more than 12% of the people don't like a proposal, it shouldn't pass. And I think like also the 8% minimum quorum is like a really happy medium, like especially compared to like the other proposals. I don't like it lower. 10% is like kind of high. This is like a really happy medium balance. Yeah, I also really like about this proposal the membership ratio. It's again like right kind of in the middle. It's like I think 10. It's 10 wrapped XI per C stack. So it's like you can like the kind of like a low C stack person can still put in like 11 grand. It's not like a crazy amount where our like just anybody can put in like tons of money into the commons, but it's still like, you know, it's like a really happy medium. Like proposal 80 is just like people with low C stack can be like a huge backer and like but aren't being rewarded. And this one, it's like taking into consideration like the builders and the backers like in equal balance. Yeah. So I mean, really what I like about this proposal mostly, and then I guess I'm almost forgetting to mention like the simplicity of the numbers. I don't even remember. Oh yeah. So the total supply held by builders at the minimum goal is 25%. At the target goal, it's 20%. At the max goal, it's 10%. It's like these like nice round numbers. So then it's also a proposal that's easy to communicate outwardly. It's like I don't really, I mean, the only thing I don't really like about proposal number 8 is like the meme and how like the number 8 kind of like gets muddled. It's like a not easily divided number. People don't just like think of it round. So like in this proposal, it's like you have like nice even numbers for your targets. I know I hear the timer, but it's basically like the simplicity of the numbers, the balance between taking care of backers and builders, and just like the overall good numbers in the whole proposal. This one is the best.
Anyone want to challenge her on this being the best proposal?
Yeah. Lauren, what are some of your thoughts on the psychological perception of reaching a minimum goal that is twice our soft commitments? Like, don't you think that once we reach it, like it's gonna slow down the rhythm instead of like motivating people to participate further?
I think it's like not unreasonable that we'll be able to raise that minimum goal based on our 400,000 soft commit right now. And I don't know, like the psychology of like trying to like pressure and use like fear in order to motivate people to put money into the commons, like isn't, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like aligned with my values. Like I want people to join the commons because they want to, and because they're like, hey, look, we raised the minimum goal. Like, let's put more. Okay, great. Like I want this sort of like collective positivity. And I think that's something I love about the token engineering commons is that we're all supporting each other. So it's like, I don't know, why manipulate people based on like fear and insecurity when you can motivate them by taking care of them?
I didn't understood the fear part.
I think it's like in some of the other proposals, it's like, it's like, I don't know. I've just heard like people discussing why they like it in terms of like, as you like reach, you can. It was if somebody was describing proposal 82 and having like an 81 having like a lower max goal, and it's like when you're getting closer to it, it's like there's like fear and like people want to put more money and like rush in, and like rather than having like a wider boundary where people are like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because it feels right for me, rather than like I'm afraid that I'm gonna get locked out and like the FOMO, you know?
Oh yeah, I see, and I see that's why 4.5 is the best, because people is allowed to put what they trust the score is. So yeah, I stop here.
Anyone else have a challenge for 83?
Yeah. Do you have any concerns that we're giving too much power to backers who have not been a part of this community and are going to throw in a lot of funds with this proposal?
No,
It's
I definitely don't.
heavily biased towards backers.
I don't think it's heavily biased towards backers at all. I think like it has the membership ratio of 10, right? So it's like, if anything, like 80% is not biased towards taking care of backers, but biased towards allowing like newbie backers, like people who don't have a lot of experience, not a lot of C-stack. They can put in a lot of funds. In this one, it's like a nice happy medium. Like the maximum that like someone super fresh can put in, because we're dealing with the trusted seed here, is 11,000 wrapped XDAI. So, I mean, I think that like in this case, it's like we have the right balance in between like encouraging people to put in money, but also making sure that the people who are actively involved and also that they feel good.
I assume he's talking about the total supply, how much goes to the people who put money in of the tokens. And the government.
Also, something that really makes me nervous is that these backers don't have like as much experience as builders taking collective decisions, and the support that is needed for a proposal to pass is way too high. And if they don't agree, they can rage quit like with a super low hatch tribute. So that really like worries me. Like the inexperience of the hatch DAO taking collective decisions, and just like if they don't agree, they can just leave, like as if they didn't know what they were getting into. So I don't think that number 83 really like reflects our like ultimate goal. Like it's, I mean, if this was like the commons upgrade, it would make more sense for me. But
Okay,
like
I want to give Lauren a
it's
chance to
a
respond,
hatch DAO.
and then we'll pass it.
Okay, well, I guess this is like the same. Like our backers and our builders are still going to be similar people. Like the potential to be a bigger backer is based on your C stack, and so it's like our backers and our builders are it's the right balance. You know, it's not like small people can put in tons of money. It's like the people who are putting in more money also have more C stack, are also like earning more impact hours, who are also like more committed to the token engineering commons. So I just like don't really worry so much about like specific percentage, because I don't have like just two clear camps like in some of the other proposals where it's like more divided. Here it's like somewhere more in between. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so now I want to do a quick round, and especially with new people, to hear what their least favorite proposal is. You don't have to say what your favorite proposal is, just your least favorite proposal. And I'll start with Merlin. Merlin, what was your least favorite proposal? And then pass it to.
Really, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused about all what you say because all point of view are really interesting. First, I didn't like the meme one, because even 8 it's really cool to meme that, but in fact it's also hard to explain. I mean, why this number? Oh, we don't know. I mean, it's like.
I'm sorry, we only have 4 minutes left, so I was actually just looking for a one.
Oh, okay. So I'll stop. I don't know. Maybe the meme one, but I'm not sure anymore now.
Okay, I'll pass it to Nate.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. I'm gonna say meme, the number 8, 82. Don't like it. Don't like it. 8 means too many things to too many different people.
And you want to? Okay, I'll pass it to Lauren.
My least favorite proposal is number 80. Number 80 is the worst. I'll pass it to Amin.
Wow.
I don't have any comments. Sorry, I pass it to Matthew.
Marco, I think you.
8%, 82. Least favorite. Wacky numbers. I don't like it. Sorry, dude. Pass it over to Mateo.
Yeah, I have completed between the number 83 and the 8 I don't know which number is that, but I have to go to the. Even though I love memes, I think that less simplicity and it's kind of hard to explain, even though the name is great. Three.
I really want to hate 83, but I can't, so I dislike 82. I'll pass it to Manu.
Yeah, I'm. My least favorite one is 82 as well, the 8%.
Wow, this is blowing my mind. Do you guys not see Doge? Did you see that? Did you miss that? Were you guys around? Like, okay, fine. Well, my least favorite is 80. I think it gives too much impact to our people. But with that, we're done. Thank you guys so much. And vote for 82 because it's the best. No, just kidding.